All right, so you have your product. How should you go ahead and test if the product is going to sell? The purpose why you're actually testing is for you to determine the market acceptability. All right, you have your product, you have a potential product. It doesn't mean that people actually accept it. Of course, just take for instance that you are going into the health niche, the arthritis niche. Now, I'm going to be talking about that, by the way, because a lot of people say that I usually talk a lot about beauty. So today, I'm going to be talking about health. All right. So you are going into that niche, arthritis. Arthritis niche is a very big niche. It's a niche that you're going to find lots of people to sell your products to. Now, for the fact that it's a profitable niche, you cannot just go ahead and sell any product. Okay, so you want to make sure that you do a research, you come up with really good product, all right? Good packaging, good pricing, and all that. And then you test for market acceptability, all right? You want to see if people want it, okay? So how do you go about this? There are certain things you need to put in place. Okay, so for instance, there are two ways you can do this. You can decide to actually bring in a few pieces of the product. So let's say you bring in 2 to 5 pieces of the product. Okay, or it doesn't matter. You can decide not to bring in any piece. For instance, I don't bother bringing a piece of the product until I have seen that the market accepts whatever it is I'm about selling. Okay, but it's still fine if you want to bring in a few pieces of the product, 2 to 5 pieces of whichever product you want to test. Okay, you bring it in and you test for market acceptability. So if people have started ordering for the products, you know that people really like the product, people want the product. So you go ahead and bring in maybe 20 pieces, okay? Now, when you bring in 20 pieces, the essence of you bringing that small quantity is for you to still look at the quality, test for quality of the product, all right? First, you are testing for the market acceptability, and then now you are going to test for the quality of the product, because of course you don't want to bring in junks into the market, right? So it's important that you actually test for or check for the quality of the product. So if you bring in 10 to 20 pictures of the product and you see that people are complaining about the product, then you go ahead and look for another seller, okay, another supplier, all right? This is the reason why I actually advise you guys to stick to either AliExpress, Alibaba, or Made in China, or Global Resources. Okay, so if you are using 1688, it's important that you make use of agents. Okay, you make use of agent. Lewin doesn't actually purchase from 1688 because of the track record of 1688 with bad sellers. Because what you have to understand that there are different suppliers on this platform. All right, and you see, in China, you can actually own a room and you manufacture something. It's possible. Okay, so most of the time, you just see 1688 is like the Jumia. Okay, 1688 is like the Jumia of China. All right, so you see a lot of people there with all sorts of junks. Okay, so it's for China. AliExpress and Alibaba is for the international market. So you see, there's a kind of scrutiny that goes on this other side. Okay, the reason why it's easy for you to get quality products on AliExpress, Alibaba, and made in China. All right, so it's important you consider quality while you want to get products for the best price. Okay, you want to get cheap products. Don't compromise the quality of your products. Okay, it's very important. Of course, what the Bible says is that good name is better than riches. Okay, so your reputation still matters. Okay, so anyway, once you have you should bear that in mind. The next thing you need to do is to make sure that you get a domain. Get a domain, guys. Get a domain and a hosting. This should cost basically 10,000 naira. Okay, and of course, it's not even a must that you do this. There are free services out there through which you can actually have, your funnel built. Like for instance, Wish.com. Okay, so .com. Okay, just that this is a third-party site. Okay, so you can build your pages using their services. All right. Though you are going to be having things like, for instance, your store name is Ola Beauty, so you are going to be having your URL is going to look something like olabeauty.wiz.com. Okay, so if you want to have a customized name, like something that is personal, just branded to your business, then you should try and invest that 10,000 naira. Okay, it's once in a year. All right. So you will do that. Once you have this ready, I'll be showing you some few stages, some pages that are how I actually graduate from the phase of testing to the phase of actually really going big, going in with my two legs. Okay, so you want to dip your legs into the waters with both your legs. All right. The phase of testing is like you testing the waters, right? With a leg. So you don't want to dip your two legs into the water so you don't get yourself drowned. You understand? Okay, so that first phase you are testing. So what you do basically is to have a single page. All right, so I'm going to be using this product. This is the arthritis niche. Okay, and you can see right here how the page looks. So what you have here is basically a headline talking about the product, be pain-free with hemp oil. And then to order, fill this form below. So you can see the form right here. And then social proof. Okay, social proof is still very important. Okay, to get this social proof, you can get testimonials from people who have dropped whatever reviews regards the product, either on Amazon or on AliExpress. I usually get mine from Amazon. Okay, so all of these things right here, they are from Amazon. The only thing I change is usually the name and then the location of the person. That's just what I change. Every other thing is a true reviews from real people. Okay, so you have something like that. For instance, I'll usually give them offers. Okay, for the test, you can see what I have here. Order within the next 7 days and get our book for free. All right, hidden book of natural cures. Okay, we sell this book for 7.5, but we are giving it for free at no extra cost. But only if you purchase the hemp oil within the next 7 days. All right. So this is just a basic page to actually test. Okay, so remember I said always sell using funnels. Okay, now this is a 2-page funnel. All right, so once someone fills in all of these requirements, their name, their email, phone number, and all that, they're going to go to the thank you page. Okay, so the thank you page is going to look something like this. So thank you for ordering. Customer person will get to you as soon as possible, or click the button below to have a chat with a customer person if you came to it. So you have a button here, the people click on it and they go straight to your WhatsApp, okay, to have a chat with you. This is very important because I don't think there is anyone who doesn't make use of WhatsApp this age, right? Another thing you can do is also even have the WhatsApp Messenger app installed on your WordPress site, so you have it just today on your website, so people can actually talk with you. They can tell you their challenges, because you see, a lot of people are going to have challenges. Maybe they cannot fill your form. Maybe something is happening with your website and all that. So having that that Messenger app installed, like in this landing page, and you can just have that Messenger app installed, so people can easily interact with you to tell you whatever it is they are having issues with regards to your page. Okay, so once you are able to do all of this, and then you see that people are actually filling this form, they are making requests for the product, then you know that it is time for you to actually go fully into the sales of the product. Right now, going deep into selling the product means you have to then create a pre-sale, create the sales page for the product. Now, I've explained all this concept. I told you guys that there are 2 types or funnels when it comes to e-commerce. Okay, one of them is just 2 pages, which is what I just explained. So I usually use the 2 pages for testing purposes. Okay, so you have just the order form or the other page, and then the thank you page for that. Okay, so once you've verified, you've confirmed that people has accepted your product or the product that you're trying to sell, then it's time to create these pages. You need to create a pre-sale page. You need to create a sales page. All right. So the essence of your pre-sale page is for you to inform people, to educate people. All right. So I've explained this in over and over and over and over again. You need to understand that people actually care more about themselves. They don't really care about what you're trying to sell to them. They only care about what you're trying to sell to them will benefit them. So people are not going to buy the features of your product. They are buying the benefit. They are buying the solution of what you are offering them. Okay, they're buying emotions. That's what people buy. All right. So someone who is buying hair, the person is not just buying it. What the person is buying is not hair, but the person is buying confidence. Okay. All right. Because when they wear the hair, they are going to look more beautiful and then they become more confident. Someone who buys a product for acne is doing that because the person wants to look confident, want to have a clear face. It's not your product that the person is buying, but the person is actually buying that confidence. So you really need to understand this. All right. Okay, so the essence of your pre-sale is to tell people that you are an authority in this topic. All right, you are an authority in this topic. You see, people obey authority, people respect authority, people listen to authority. Okay, people trust authority. Okay, so once you inform them, you give them value first before you try to sell. Just take for instance, you are trying to, you come across 2 websites, okay, trying to sell you a product on health, and then someone is telling you, let's use this arthritis for instance now, and someone just say, come ahead and buy. Okay, and the other one is telling you, he's trying to teach you natural ways, natural ways through which you can actually alleviate that pain, okay, to take care of that pain. I believe the person who is trying to take care of that pain is going to listen more to the person, okay, the person who is trying to teach them, give them value first, than a person who outrightly wants to sell. Okay, so it's important that you give people value first before you try to sell to them. That is what the pre-sale page does for you. Okay, the pre-sale page establishes you as an authority. It gives people the opportunity to start learning about you, learning about what you know, and then trusting you. You see, people will buy from you when they trust you. Okay, it's easy for someone to give their money to someone they trust. Okay, the reason why a lot of people have issues when it comes to e-commerce and the payment on deliveries because of trust issues. So if you are able to establish trust between yourself and your potential customers, it's easy for them to actually give you money and offer payment before delivery. All right, so I'm going to show you the pre-sale that I used for this arthritis product. Okay, so you can see this one is for the testing phase. So I want to believe that you already understand this. Okay, now this is the pre-sale page that I used for the product. Okay. Okay. So I just took some water, All right, so you can see here the title says make nature's tea and say goodbye to joint pain. Okay, now I'm not telling them to come and buy hemp oil. Okay, now you see the difference between the 2 pages I'm showing you guys now. Now I'm telling them to learn about how to say goodbye to how to make a tea and then say goodbye to joint pain. And then they are going to read and read and then read. I'm going to talk about some few things and all that. Okay, so for this article, we are going to look at 3 herbs you can use to actually do words to say goodbye to joint pain. All right, so I talked about certain things, certain herbs they can make use of, and I showed them exactly how to use them. And then at the end, I said, and if you would like to discover the 1,000-year-old plant extract that has helped me and over 20 others in decreasing knee pain by 98% within 21 days, fill in the form below. All right. So the people, if they are interested and they want to know, okay, because I've shared something with them for free, I've given them something of value. All right, they want to really know more. Okay, so what is that or that? What is that plant extract that this person is actually trying to talk about? Okay, so they are going to fill in their details here. Now, to have this form here, you can get this from any autoresponder, either MailChimp, either or Aweber or GetResponse, whichever of them you decide to use. You can have create your form from them and have it here. So once they fill in this form, they are going to go to the sales page. Okay, so the essence of the sales page is to actually stir up emotions in them. Okay, paint the picture, one, make the problem big, and then paint the future to them. Okay, now all of these stages, I have templates for them in case you're wondering, then how am I going to go ahead and start creating this? There is a template for them, and I have them in the sales funnels section in the advertising module. All of these things are right. All you just have to do is follow the template and then create your own. It is very easy. Okay, very easy to do. And maybe in I think in another meeting that we're going to have, I'm going to share with you guys how you can even find out your competition in your niche and see what they are using for their promotions. All right, so I'm going to do they come here to the sales page, and of course they are going to see the same topic that I had in the pre-sale. Okay, you can see the topic here that I had in the pre-sale. And I have this is which is what we call a sub headline. Okay, and so learn how you can eliminate your knee pain in the next 5 minutes without harmful drugs or invasive surgeries. Now, this is very interesting. Oh, they have been using drugs all these while to try to alleviate this pain. Now, I'm telling them that they can do it without the use of drugs. Who wouldn't want to know? Who wouldn't want to read? I know exactly what this person is trying to talk about. So they're going to read, and then I'm going to introduce to them the big. All right, so I'm going to introduce to them the product. Okay, so right here you can see this is the same product that we use for the testing here, right? Okay, but now the essence is to get more people to start buying. That's why we are doing all of this. Okay, get their trust, and then they should feel more relaxed in their guts there to know that we are actually out to help them and not just to take their money. Okay, so that's the essence of using this method. Okay, you want to make sure that people feel safe. Okay, you want to make them understand that you actually want to help them, not just to take their money. All right, so we have all of these right here. Of course, we still have our social proofs right here, which are the testimonials. Okay, and then we'll then talk more about whatever it is. We'll then maybe scarcity factor on your page, okay, to see that it's going to end within the next 7 days, after which is going to go back to the actual price, and then how to order, they have to fill in this form right here, and all of this, okay, and then when they click to order, they come as well to this thank you page. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go into Facebook and create and show you exactly how I create my my pages, my ads. All right, so we want to look at that now. We've already looked at how you need to structure your funnels, the essence of you having a test funnel and then a full-blown funnel for your product, a two-step funnel and two-step funnel. Okay, and the scenarios through which you are actually using them. All right. So now, if you're trying to run your ads on Facebook, there are certain things you need to have in place. Number one, you need to have your ad copies in place. Okay, if you want to learn about how to put up your ad copies, go to the resource centers and go to the ad copy section. Okay, so this means that I'm having 2 ad copies for this product. Okay, so you can see right here, this is the ad copy for testing, and then this is the ad copy for the we going fully into the promotion of the product. All right. So you can see that in this first one, I'm mentioning the product, which is for the testing. They know that what they're actually going to use is hemp oil. And then in the second one, which of course we are going fully, we are not mentioning the product at all in our promotion on Facebook, but rather we're telling them that we want to share an article with them, we want to share a tutorial, a free training, we want to give them value first before they then go ahead to learn about the products that we have to actually give them. So I'm going to go to my Facebook ads manager. So you want to make sure that you have your ads copy. You want to make sure that you have your images or your videos, whichever it is, whichever creative you are trying to make use of. Okay. Now, one thing you need to know is that for you to create ads, you need to make sure that you understand your audience. Because it's important. The reason why a lot of you don't have issues actually coming up with an audience is because you've not really sat down to understand your audience. Who are these people? What do they think about? For someone who is suffering from arthritis, what do you think the person is going to think about? Who do you think the person, probably the person is 40 years old, the person is a mother of 3, or a father of 4, or or the person is 50 something years old, the person drives so kind of car, the person has spent so number of time trying to get pills. So you really don't need to understand your audience. And how do you do this? You need to write down. Okay, so take a pen and a paper, and then you write some of the qualities of these people. What are the things that you think these people are going to be doing? They are probably going to go on Google and search for things, how to take care of my knee pain, how to take care of my joint pain, how to take care of my, what is it called now? My arthritic pain, and all that. So you can see that people will be doing, these people are going to be doing researches online. So you need to put all of these things into consideration. You need to really understand what your customer is doing, what they are thinking, how they think, okay, what they are going to be doing. They are going to be trying to research. For instance, someone who is arthritic, okay, the person is going to be looking for painkillers, right? The person is going to be using painkillers and all that. Okay, so now let's go straight here and let's go ahead and create an ad for this so you see the process. So I'm going to choose the conversion ads. Now, before you do this, you want to make sure that you've installed your pixels on your pages. You know how to do that already. Okay, so we are just going to say arthritis. Okay, test. So we can say test, and then click continue. And then you can name your ad set here. All right, so you can say the ad set is where you're having your audience. So for this, we can decide that we just want to do, say, married people. Okay, say married. Okay, and choose our event right here. We are going to be using add to cart. Okay, so you make sure that you've installed this pixel on your funnel page. Okay, usually that should be on your thank you page, right? And here we are going to look at the age range. Who are we looking at? Now, of course, people who are are probably people who are less old are going to buy for their parents, going to buy for their uncles, going to buy for their aunties, and all that. So I usually stick to the range of, say, 25. So 25 to 65 is a perfect range for me. Okay, so what we do here is now we say, what I do is that I do different targeting methods. Okay, so for instance, we can say married. Okay, for people who are married. Now we have this audience as 2 point something million, but we want to narrow down to people who are probably having, say, joint pain, or have joint stiffness. And this is taking us down to 8,000. Well, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do something like knee. All right. So people who are arthritis are going to be looking for things like knee pads, right? So these are the things that you need to put in mind. And then if I click on suggestion, I'm going to see something like joints. Okay. And I'm going to see something like bone. I'm going to be looking for similar interests. Okay. So we're going to still be using me. Okay. And ankle. Now I want to make sure that I don't populate this more than 5. Okay, so this is what we call flex targeting. Okay, so now I've reduced the audience from 2 point something million to only 230 persons. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and choose my budgeting. So I'm going to have, say, 2,000. So I'm going to use 2,000 for this target audience. And then click continue. I'm going to name my copy. My ad name can be anything. Okay, so IMG. So I'm going to choose a page. Could choose that. So your page should be related to whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay, so I upload image right here. And are you guys still with me? It feels like I've lost everyone. If you are still here, please say I'm still here, please. So I know that I'm not just talking to myself. Are you guys still here? Let me know. Say yes, you're here and we are listening. So I know I'm not talking to myself or I'm just wasting my time right here. Great. All right. So I'm going to go into I'm trying to select an image. Okay, so okay, arthritis, and you can see different images that I gathered and all that. So I can't find the image that I had here before. But anyway, I'm going to be using, let me use something like this. Okay, so you can have that here. So you basically use something related to what you're trying to, talk about. Okay. Now I'm going to have that, and I have my ad copies here already. So now you want to make sure that your copies are compliant with Facebook policies. Okay, so this is why you need to run your copies through this. What's wrong with my this sentiment analysis tool? Okay, so I've shared this before, but I'm going to share it again after this training. Okay. Now, when I click on analyze, it's going to analyze the text and make sure that the sentiment is positive. Okay, so you want to make sure that your the sentiment of your text is either positive or neutral. Okay, then you can consider your ad copy to save for ads on Facebook. Okay, so for instance, you can see that this copy is positive, right? So I'm going to go back here and have on the text, paste all of it there, and then this is my page test URL. I'm going to copy that, and then here we have website. I'm going to paste that there. Okay. Then on the headline, I'm going to say be pain-free. Okay. And still have my link here. So this is how our ad will be showing on. Okay, so this mobile view. This is usually desktop view. All right, so it's not showing the full page now, but you should see the headline. The reason why it's not showing the full page because the image is probably very small. Okay, I can find the image that I actually downloaded and kept that I actually used for this product. I can find the reason why I am using this image now, but this is basically it. And then on your call to action, you have shop now. Okay, and then you click on confirm. Okay, so when you click on confirm, your ad will go into review. Okay, your ad will go into review, and once it passes their review, they are going to approve it, and your ad will start running. Now, this is what I do. I don't just allow that to run alone. So now I go into the ads set section. Remember, this is married with, and it's been narrowed. Okay. Now, what I do, I click on duplicate here. And then you can see the original campaign, you leave that. So we can do, say, two duplicates and click on duplicates. Now, on this one, we are just going to do married. Broad. Okay. So come back here, come down, and remove all of this targeting. So I'm going to remove all of this targeting. So it's not going to be just married. Okay. So married broad, and then we'll publish it. It's going to still have the same ads, right? The same ads on it. So our creatives is going to be same. The essence of doing is to find out which of the audience is actually doing better. Okay, before you then stick to that alone. There's still the other one we did too. So which did we do now? Let me see. No, my network has been messy this period, so I don't know if it's because of the rain. So that's for that broad. We have this other one here. Okay, so on this one, we are going to be doing the stacking. Okay, so stacking. Okay, so we're going to have the different interests that we had in that married and we narrowed. Okay, so we are going to do all of that here. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to say knee pad. Okay, for instance, we're going to say knee pad. Suggestions: knee, joints, joints, ankles, bone. Okay, so if you are populating this, make sure it shouldn't exceed 5 or 10. Make sure it should exceed 10. Okay, so 10 at most you should have right here. So you can see that the potential reach here is 790. So we're just going to go ahead and publish this. Okay, great. So now we have, let's go back to this section. These arthritis, if we go in now, we're going to see that we have 3 assets. We have the married, we have the stacking, we have the married broad. Okay, so this married is narrowed by the stacking. This married is just broad, just married people alone. Okay, so we are going to allow this run for at least 3 days to see what is actually happening. And depending on the results you have, depending on the ad set that actually generating more results for you, you are going to stick to it and increase the your budget. Okay, so for instance, if you don't have your products available, what you basically do is come to the budget section. Okay, don't turn off your ad. Okay, because if you turn off your ad, it's going to take a while. Sometimes it's difficult for your ad to actually get back to the momentum that it was. Okay, so for instance, if you already have an ad set that is doing well, instead of turning it off, okay, instead of going to your campaigns, let's go back here, and turning it off here, come to your ad set section, and then on that ad set that is doing really, really well, just reduce the price. So you can even bring it down to say 200. Okay, so you can even say bring it down to 200. Okay, and using the change 200. Just okay. So it's updated now 200 naira. So it's going to be spending 200 naira. Of course, we can do with that. In the next 5 days, our products should be available and we'll probably spend just 1,000. So once your products are available, all you just have to do is come back here, click on the edit, and then increase it to whichever amount you want. You can even increase it to say 20,000 naira daily. All right, depending, of course, remember I said that you want to make sure that you know which of them is doing better. Okay, now once you know that this is what is doing better, you have everything ready. You know the audience that is actually responding better to your arthritis product. All you just have to do is duplicate that ad set, okay? But this time you are going to be promoting your pre-sale. Okay, so you have another ad copy. Like I said, you have a different ad copy. For instance, I have this other ad copy here, right here. You can see it right here. So we're going to use that, what's it called? This ad copy. Okay, we'll use this ad copy for promotion this time. So your first promotion, you are just testing, you are using this to test to make sure that people actually accept your product. This one, you are using it to make sure you get lots of data and be able to retarget, to be able to remarket to your potential customers. All right. So if there is something you have to take out of this meeting, that's the end, that's the conclusion of this meeting. Okay. So let me just show you guys how the images that I used for the pre-sale version looks like. So I use images like this. Okay, so for instance, look at this here. So I'm going to use an image like this one. Okay, so because of course I'm telling them that make nature's tea and say goodbye to what, to pain. So I'm going to use something like that and something like this. So this is the two images I actually use for that pre-sale. Okay, so you want to have things like this for your promotions. Okay, now what you should take from this meeting today is that number one, you have to test for market acceptability. That's the reason why you're actually testing. Okay, so use a two-page funnel to do that. Okay, and make sure that you are testing different ad sets. Okay, you don't just want to test one ad set, test different ad set. Okay, because you see, you are going to see better result when you do this. You are going to see because different people interact differently. Okay, this helps Facebook to actually go out there and target different persons. So with that, which ad set is working better. And once you know the ad set that is working better for your product, okay, what you then have to do before you go ahead and then import the product, you can reduce just the price. Don't turn it off. So the second thing you're learning here is not to turn off your campaigns. Rather, what you should do is reduce the amount that you budget daily. Okay, so once you resume your ads, you can then increase the budget that you're spending daily. All right. So now it's important that you test. Okay, it's important that you test because you don't just want to go ahead and bring products that will not fly later. Okay, so